You are listening to the Maple Footy Podcast, the unofficial football podcast of the North. I'm your host, Sam Little. Find me on socials at SamLittle44 and the podcast at Maple Footy Pod. And now there's nothing left to say except for sit back, enjoy, and welcome to the show.
Hello and welcome back, a big time welcome back to the Maple Footy Podcast. About a month since our last episode. Isn't that fun? Took about a month off, wanted to kind of conjure up some new ideas. I have some fun little podcasts on the way, at least in the works, still yet to be recorded, but that will change. But yeah, the real reason you're here, of course, is for the interview with Forge FC goalkeeper Dino Bontis. So I will not take up much more of your time. I just want to say a thank you to Dino and Forge for allowing me to do this. I thought it was a great chat. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoy. Welcome back to the Maple Footy Podcast. And I couldn't think of a better way to end our little 1 month break than bringing on a player who is representing Canada at the youth level and most recently has made his official debut with Forge FC back on July 5th against Vancouver FC in a 2-1 win. His name is Dino Bontis. And Dino, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me on, Sam. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And just kind of start the interview here. Most kids growing up playing soccer, they want to be the one to get the goals. They want to score the goals. What made you go, I want to be a goalkeeper?
Yeah, so honestly, I don't really remember the exact moment, but I think I was about 5 years old
Mhm.
and I had an older brother that I played with. So during while we were playing with my dad down in the basement, for
Mhm.
some reason, I guess they put me in goal.
Yeah.
And I guess I was good from what my dad said, and
Mhm.
I think ever since then, I my dad put me in goal in for our team. My dad was our coach at
Yeah.
Hamilton Sparta.
Yeah.
So I started being goalkeeper for Sparta at like 5 years old, and I've
Oh,
been a
wow.
keeper since.
Oh, well, that's funny how that works. Not just
Yeah,
kicking the ball around one day with your parent, with your dad and your brother, and then
yeah,
before you know it, you're with Forge
yeah.
now. That's hilarious. And is there, when you're young, or even now as well, is there a goalkeeper that you kind of looked up to and kind of wanted to model your game after?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Hmm.
I'd say the first one is Casillas, just because
Great
he's
show.
one of the goats. But he's also pretty short in stature
Hmm.
compared to all the well over 6 foot goalkeepers nowadays.
Yeah.
He was about 6 foot, so just about how tall I am. And I think his shot stopping ability and just his timing and his presence on the field was something that I really admired. And the second goalkeeper is Manuel Neuer, so one of the other goats.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was a goalkeeper that while I was a youth player, I tried to emulate his sweeper keeper style.
Hmm.
And yeah, so obviously when I was younger, you can be a bit more risky as a goalkeeper and play a bit higher. And
Yeah.
once you get older, the players get better, the shots are stronger, so you have to step back a little. But I
Mhm.
still try to be as high as possible and try to be the sweeper keeper like he has been for his career.
Yeah, I mean, Casillas was one of my favorite just players in general, so I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you said Casillas. But yeah, just a little bit more about Neuer actually, just because he's kind of he's kind of like the first keeper, at least in this generation, that really made it so keepers could be a sweeper keeper. And how do you, I guess, in a sense, in reading the game, how do you know when to kind of come up and be that sweeper keeper or go, no, I'm gonna stay in the net? Kind like, how do you read a situation, I guess?
Yeah. Well, you definitely have to follow the game closely, even though the ball might be far away or in the other half. I try to be on my front foot and not only just watch the game, but I kind of try to give myself a cue physically, like
Hmm.
just being on my front foot and looking forward, just to keep myself aware and just alert.
Hmm.
And obviously, while the ball is moving around, you just move with it. And there's cues, just simple cues like player having time on the ball
Hmm.
that he might look up and play over the top, and just stuff like that. You get once you do the reps, you get kind of used to it, and you kind of
Yeah.
understand when someone will play over the top or when you need to drop a little bit. So it's just, I guess, the reps and just seeing it over and over again.
Practice makes perfect kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, I don't want to make this interview about anything but you, but the name Bontis is pretty synonymous with Canadian soccer. So I just have one question about that. When you were growing up, did you did you kind of see yourself always being around the Canadian game, like whether it's maybe a pro or a back office kind of guy or what have you? Did you kind of always see that pathway for yourself?
I definitely have always been around soccer. My whole
Hmm.
life is like, I wouldn't say revolved around soccer, but it has been one of the biggest parts of my life. So yeah, I definitely have wanted to. It kind of just gradually became a thing. You play as a youth and you just love the game.
Hmm.
And the older I got, the more intense I got, the higher level I got. I was like, okay, I want to go pro. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how it gradually progressed.
Yeah, the more you kind of progress, the hungrier you got, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. And then how have you kind of how have you kind of found it getting to play for your home, like Hamilton is your hometown? And, 10 years ago, if you were this age 10 years ago, you wouldn't be playing for him because Forge didn't exist. How have you kind of found it getting to play and be in your hometown and pursuing your pro dream?
Yeah, it's a great privilege to. I think someone said I was the first Hamiltonian to play for Forge,
Wow.
so it's a big privilege to have that. Obviously, making my pro debut is
Mhm.
something that's very important and something that made me very happy. But making it in my backyard, just 5 minutes away from my school growing up,
Yeah.
and all the people that I grew up with, it's really special. So I'm grateful to have the opportunity, and I'm happy that I could give other kids the inspiration that they can play around this stadium and they can one day actually play in it in a pro environment, and then yeah, maybe go beyond and go into Europe, just like
Mhm.
a few other players from this club have.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of leads me into my next question because the CPL now exists amazingly. Getting to now be one of those people that would have like you're only 20 years old, so you saw the progression of the CPL start to now and hopefully for years to come. And now you're saying that kids would have seen your debut and know that you're a Hamilton boy. How much does that kind of like in a how much does that mean to you getting to kind of be like, wow, like there could have been a kid in the audience that day from
Yeah.
Hamilton and they could be the next guy up kind of thing.
No, it means a lot. Whenever I meet a lot of younger fans, I always tell them, I always try to look at their jersey if they're wearing a jersey, and I just
Yeah.
try to tell them, oh, I played at Hamilton Sparta, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, no way.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's really special, and I I I also I see my teachers, just it's just crazy. I see my teachers at games and stuff, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. So.
Yeah.
It's this environment of me being so close to home is just really special.
No, it's awesome. And of course, with Forge, you are one of the U Sport athletes. And since we just kind of talked about teachers, I feel like it's kind of good to talk about having to balance being both a professional athlete as well as being a student as well through the U Sports. How have you kind of found that balance of, both being Forge's goalkeeper and then also being like Dino the student?
Yeah. So growing up, I had to leave school early. So I was at TFC Academy
Yeah.
starting I think around 10 years old until 17 maybe. And I would have to leave school early and miss one or two classes a day.
Hmm.
So I kind of got used to it over the years, missing classes and then having to catch up and speaking to my professors and stuff. So yeah, going into university, I don't think it was too difficult. I think I've done it for a long time. So uh, I just get my work done as soon as possible and
Yeah.
then do what I want to do, and that's play soccer. So yeah, I think the balance is pretty good. And yeah, I'm going into my last year. Uh,
Congratulations.
thank you. So I'm going into my fourth, and yeah, I'm excited to see where the future holds for me in the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we talked a little bit about your path with Sparta, and I mentioned being a youth international with Canada. How important was it getting to develop your kind of skill set with the youth national team setup, as well as Sparta, even as well?
Yeah, Sparta, we played. I think one of the biggest things at Hamilton Sparta was my dad made sure we played so many games and so many tournaments. I think we
Absolutely.
would play in like 20 something tournaments
Oh
during the
my
summer. So
God.
yeah, it just made me love the competition aspect, and it made me love winning.
hmm
And yeah, I think those formulative years were important. And going from that into the Canadian Youth National Program,
hmm
I think it just meant a lot to represent the badge. Every time we sang the national anthem, it meant something a little
Yeah.
bit more. So yeah, it was those experiences I had at the U15 and U20 camps and tournaments were special, and it gave me the opportunity to have more experience playing
Mhm.
at higher, more stressful games.
Yeah.
So when I got the opportunity to play in my debut, I just look back at moments like those.
Yeah.
I calm myself.
Absolutely. And what the saying, what's the saying? Diamonds formed under
And
pressure.
yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that makes sense. Like playing 20 tournaments in the summer, no, that's a lot.
But
But
we'd
yeah,
win a lot of them too.
yeah,
We would put I have a lot of photos. We would after the game after the tournaments, we'd take our photo, like our team photo, and we'd like hold up the amount of tournaments we won during that year. We would like be doing this and stuff.
yeah. So what would
Yeah.
happen if you guys hit 10, like, and then
I
the
don't
next
know.
one
We
was
would have to
11?
do like a
Yeah.
video and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you do it? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. It was
That's
awesome.
actually an insane flex when you think about it.
Yeah. It was great.
And what are some of the key differences you noticed between playing university level and the youth levels as well? Compare that to your CPL debut. What were kind of the differences, maybe the quickness of the game or just anything else?
Yeah. Obviously the players at the professional level are far more technical, just way faster, more physical. University, it's special because you're with those guys a lot and
Mhm.
you travel with them. And the games are meaningful, but the professional level, it's you have to be like everything has to be
Yeah.
quick, split second. You can't really think. It has to be something without really,
hmm
you can't really like think too much.
Yeah.
It has to be drilled into during training, and that's why we're here working every day so hard. And yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't envy being a goalkeeper just because, especially now with how much the keepers touch the ball now, like pass backs and whatnot. The speed of which a striker is running at you, like, how are you not just terrified? Because I
yeah.
feel like I'd be just terrified.
Yeah, well, I think that's from me getting the ball smashed at my face from my mom, from my dad and my brother when I was little. So I guess I got I got scared. All the scariness went away from that.
Fair enough, I
Yeah,
guess. And of course, there have been times this season where you have also, away from your debut, have served as the backup goalkeeper on a number of occasions. How have you prepped, but also stayed locked in, whilst not on the pitch, but stayed locked in knowing that you could have to enter the game cold? How is that process
yeah.
for you?
Well, every game I've been on the bench this year, I tried to just go into it as if I was playing, just so I'd be ready for the opportunity when it came.
hmm
That just it went from anything to like how I prepared before the game, putting my boots on, how I visualized the game. And yeah, I think doing that just gets you ready for any opportunity. If it doesn't matter if it's how I made my debut, which was I found out uh, pretty soon before it that it would
Yeah.
happen, but I was ready because I did all those things prior. Or if it's like a sub,
hmm
I try to always put my shins on and not have to rush if anything does happen. I
hmm
just try to be relaxed and ready for any possible outcome.
Amazing. Just literally as prepped as you can be so that you're not, so your mind's not elsewhere, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
And of course, you work. I would assume pretty closely with both Chris Colungo and Jassim Kalelat being the two other goalkeepers at Forge. How much do you kind of value getting to spend that time with these two who have been in the CPL for a little bit? How much do you value getting to learn from them day in and day out in training?
Yeah, us three have a great relationship between us. I think we build off each other, we push each other, and yeah, that they have more experience than I do for sure. And it's good to just talk about the little intricacies that only goalkeepers know. And we just give each other feedback on certain things during training. We talk about everything, and yeah, we just help each other.
Amazing. And
Yeah,
that's what they always say, right? The goalkeeping union is
goalkeeper
like
union.
one of the
Yeah,
tightest ones in the team, right? That's
yeah.
awesome. And then, of course, let's talk a little bit about your debut. You find out you're starting the game. Who was the first person that you told and reached out to?
So we actually only find out for sure
Mhm.
before, like right before we walk
Oh,
into the
really?
change
Okay.
room. We walk into the change room and the starting lineup is like on the TV.
Hmm.
So that's when it was like confirmed.
Yeah.
And I texted my family group chat and I just told them that I'm starting. And yeah, they're just like, "Oh, I'm excited and stuff, like good
Yeah.
luck." And then
Yeah.
I just locked in and
Yeah.
then turned my phone off. So yeah, that's how I found out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, that's sick. And of course, I've asked, I think every person I've interviewed so far. So I'll ask you this one. What was your pregame hype song? Like, what was a song that just got you ready to go out there?
You know what? I actually don't listen to music like right before a game. I
Okay.
listen to like I'm a big car music guy. I
Okay.
listen to music in the car, but before like while I'm here, I don't listen to music. We have a speaker
Hmm.
and there's some people that have like their headphones in and listen to their own stuff and we always have a speaker just playing music so someone's like doing that and I just listen to that. I don't really for me I feel like I try to be the most aware of my surroundings.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't like just being like in my own zone. I kind of
Yeah.
want to be aware of everything that's going on.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting that answer. That's
yeah,
actually really cool.
yeah.
And then what did kind of the pregame prep for you? Like, did anything change knowing that now you're starting? Like, were you going maybe through drills a little bit harder, or were you just everything was the same, like, regardless of starting or not?
Yeah, I think by that point I had been on the bench this season for I don't know, like 14 games maybe.
Hmm.
And I think I just did everything the same.
Yeah.
I went through the same warm up that we've been doing. This time I wasn't warming someone up, I was getting warmed up.
Yeah.
But it was a hot day. We'll
Oh,
get into
yeah.
what happened, but I got warm pretty quick. And
Yeah.
yeah, so uh yeah, should we get into what happened later on in the game?
If you want to talk, yeah, yeah. If you want to, yeah.
So I'm talking about the cramp.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say I should have drank a lot more Gatorade and I
Okay.
should have had sodium packets because it was way too hot. But it has happened to me before, not in a while.
Mhm.
I actually got a cramp in my first youth national team camp. It was
Oh,
in Florida,
yeah.
and I think it was at U15, and I got a calf cramp. So something about firsts for me. I guess
Mhm.
it happened. I got a cramp in my pro debut. So, but no, I think I won't have one for a while. So it okay.
Yeah, on the bright side, now you know, hopefully, won't happen for a while, and now you know Gatorade,
I need
sodium.
to chug Gatorade and sodium. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that I was there at the stadium. It was so hot. Like
It's
I couldn't
crazy.
like
Like it's still embarrassing because I'm a goalkeeper and I'm not running, but it was hot. So
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if anybody was there, they would understand. It was a very hot day, but
yeah,
at least now you do know, and you still played what was it, 85,
89,
89 minutes? Yeah.
89 minutes. Yeah.
So we can round that up to 90.
Yeah.
We
No,
can round that up to
yeah, we can round it. We'll say it was a whole game and then something happened, a little maybe little
Yeah,
injury, and then had to get subbed off. But yeah, I played well and I'm happy. I'm happy with my performance. So
absolutely.
yeah.
And just kind of back to the start of the game, what's going through your head as you walk out on that pitch? The referee blows the whistle, and that game starts, and you have officially started your first game as a pro.
I was just so happy.
Hmm.
I honestly pictured me making my debut for a long time. And during my games with Sigma, the reserve affiliate team to Forge, we would do the national anthem, and I would picture myself being like playing for Forge while listening to the national anthem.
Yeah.
So yeah, just again visualizing it, and then when it happened, I was just trying to be in the moment, take everything in, and yeah, and then when the whistle blew, I was just ready to play.
Absolutely. And then getting those first couple saves, the first few touches, is it just kind of like, okay, like we're here, like it's no
Yeah,
longer just like the walkout, it's no longer the rest. Like I've made the saves, I've made my touches. Is that like a different feeling getting to make those saves, getting to get those touches, pass the ball around? Like is that just a different feeling entirely?
it definitely feels a lot better because when you make a save, even if it's not that crazy of a save,
Yeah.
the crowd is going to make a reaction and
Yeah.
it'll make you feel good. So it does feel good when if it's a save that's right at you that you'd expect yourself to make, you have a lot of fans that are cheering you on. So it's yeah, it's really good.
Amazing. And then after the game, you got to strike the anvil in front of the Barton Street Battalion. How proud of you for that moment, getting to do that in front of not just your hometown, but the hometown, like they're the diehard fans.
Yeah, no, that was a really proud moment. I've been here for this is my fourth season being on Forge on development and U Sports contracts. So I've seen a
Mhm.
lot of guys hit that anvil, and
Yeah,
I've always wanted to hit it. So I'm happy that I got a chance to.
amazing. And then obviously you've kind of touched upon this as well with your competitive edge and everything and the many tournaments that you won in the past. So I have to bring it up. Forge are on an undefeated streak right now. I'll knock on wood. They're on an
Mm.
undefeated streak right now. When you go into each next game, is there that added pressure per se of let's keep the streak going, or is it just game as usual, get the result, and we go
Yeah,
from there?
I don't think there's any added pressure. I think we still go into every single game with the same mindset and we go in with tactics like we always do and we try to win the game. And I don't think just because we've been doing so well up until this point, I don't think it changes that.
Hmm.
All we know is everyone wants to be that first person, the
Yeah,
first team to beat us. So
yeah,
we just need to be sharp and the results will keep coming.
absolutely. And Forge have, of course, had some massive results this season. In your opinion, what's been the result that has maybe you're the most proud of, or the biggest result in Forge's season so far?
The biggest, it's got to be the Montreal tie.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was I was there and yeah, it was just special being there. And now we play against a big club,
yeah.
Vancouver Whitecaps. So we have more special moments to come, hopefully.
Absolutely. I hope so. And
Yeah.
that's leads me right into the next question. How much are you kind of looking forward to getting to test yourself against the Whitecaps who are in the middle of an unreal season right now?
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously the Whitecaps went to the CONCACAF, what's it called? The CONCACAF champion.
CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Yeah. CONCACAF Champions Cup final.
Hmm.
And well, they're one of the best teams in the continent. So I think us playing them at this time is perfect for us.
Yeah,
Uh, we want to challenge ourselves, and I think playing against a team with that high of quality would be a good challenge, and I think we're up for it.
absolutely. I mean, Forge this season has shown nothing except for the fact that they're up for it. I mean, like you said, Montreal, home
Mhm.
and away, you guys played phenomenally against them. And then, of course, undefeated for, is it 17 or 18 at this time?
I
I
don't
think it's
know. It's got to be
I think it's 18.
18 in all competitions.
Yeah, if I'm wrong, I apologize.
Game, I
Um,
think so.
but yeah, one final question for you. I finish most interviews off with this one. What would you like the Forge faithful to know about you?
All right. Um, I think the Forge faithful should know that I'm just a kid that grew up in Hamilton, loved playing this sport called soccer or football, and I just kept playing every single day. I sacrificed my parents, my family sacrificed a lot for me. Um, and I made my dream come true, playing my first pro game in my home city. So yeah, hopefully a lot of young boys and girls can do the same thing in the future.
Absolutely. And that's such a great answer. And I love ending it with that one because honestly, you've shown that you got just such a competitive drive, and being a kid from Hamilton, getting to play for Forge in Hamilton, I think that's something that a lot of people and young kids can aspire to do one day. So thank you so much for being here today, doing this with me, and
Or
all the best for the rest of the season and this weekend against Valor.
yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. So yes, that was my interview with Forge FC goalkeeper Dino Bontis. Once again, a big time thank you to him for putting that time aside, and for Forge for allowing us to have that little chat. Once again, I thought it was a great chat. I hope you thought the same. If you do like the interview and would like to hear some more interviews, I have other ones up with other Forge players as well. Maxime Fillion, Kato Lepauschuk, Noah Jensen, and Ben Payton have all also come onto the podcast. Or hey, why not restart this one? Give it another listen. But yeah, if you are new around here, follow along on the socials and on whatever podcasting platform that you like. Like I said at the start of this, more episodes will be on the way. I'm very excited about those. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much. Once again, thank you to everyone involved in this interview. And until next time, cheers, everyone.
And that was your Maple Footy podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Check my socials for any and all future updates. Remember to support Canadian football, be kind, and until next time, live, laugh, little.